The most common mistake I see when people are doing this exercise is swinging. Don't cheat on this exercise. If you are swinging, you are using momentum to lift your legs instead of the abs and hip flexors. Hi guys, I'm Andrea and welcome back to another video. Today we are talking about abs, particularly my top 3 favorite abs exercises. Let's get into it. So we all want a better looking midsection, right? That hourglass figure for women and the ripped six pack for guys. That's why you are here, I suppose. So first of all, let's get this out of the way. Will doing the exercises that I am going to tell you about give you a six pack? Well, they will help a bit, but if your body fat coefficient is not sufficiently low, you will not get visible abs. So do the exercises from this video, but keep an eye on nutrition because as I said earlier, you can have the strongest core in the world, but if it's covered by a layer of fat, you won't get the aesthetic you want. Now, I'm not saying don't work your core, just focus on nutrition. No, 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 not at all. I'm saying do ab exercises with the idea that your core needs to be strong and stable for other exercises and health in general. See what I'm saying? Having a powerful set of abs helps you in so many ways. It prevents back pain, it improves posture, it prevents injuries, etc. Shift your mindset from working your abs for the summer beach to working your abs for your yearly health. So I'm going to show you my main 3 ab exercises along with a couple of progressions and variations that you can do along the way if you find them too hard or if you maybe want some variation in your core training. Trust me, these are the only ab exercises that you will ever need. So starting with number 1, the hollow body hold. This one is not really that popular in the fitness industry, except maybe for the calisthenics community. You don't really need any equipment for it. All you need is a yoga mat or a clean floor. So you start the exercises lying down with your legs straight and with your arms extended above your head. Then just raise your legs and arms and you hold the position for as long as you can. That's it. A pretty straightforward, simple exercise. I know it looks easy, but it is actually a really intense exercise. So let's talk about the form. I'm gonna give you some cues so you don't mess up the execution. First of all, this is an isometric exercise, so the point is to hold the position without moving. It is not an exercise you do for reps, it is an exercise you do for time. Second of all, try to keep your body as tall as you can, so that means full extension of the arms and legs and pointed toes. Also, you should always press your lower back into the ground. Your lower back should never lose connection with the floor. Now, let's talk about mistakes. Well, there are basically 2 mistakes that I see very often. The first is lack of tightness. What do I mean by that? Your body should be very stiff during this exercise, meaning squeeze the glutes and legs together and try to make yourself as long as you can. The second mistake I see is that some people keep their shoulder blades on the ground. If you want to do this exercise correctly, the only part that should be in contact with the floor is the lower back. Now, let's talk about variations. The simplest variation of the hollow body starts the same way. You're lying on your back and you extend your legs and your arms perpendicular to the ground. So if you are a beginner, start with this hold. If you can do 3 sets of 60 seconds, you can go the next variation with your arms and legs 45 degrees to the floor. The same goes for this one. Work towards 45-60 seconds and then you can go to the full hollow body hold. Now, in terms of sets and holds, I would do the hollow body twice per week for 3 sets of 45-60 seconds. Okay, so moving on to exercise number 2, the hanging leg raises. First of all, you need a bar for this one. Start by just hanging off the bar and then just raise your legs until they are parallel to the floor and then lower them again. And you are doing these for reps. I guess you can also hold the position for time, but I like the dynamic version better. This one is pretty straightforward, nothing too complicated, no fancy equipment needed, only a bar to hang from. Okay, now how to do a proper execution. First of all, start the exercise with a slight hollow. You already learned this from the previous exercise. You should also have relaxed shoulders, so don't engage the scapulas. Keep tension in the abs and quads during the exercise, even when your body is in a dead hang. And of course, pointed toes as well. Now, common mistakes. The most common mistake I see when people are doing this exercise is swinging. Don't cheat on this exercise. If you are swinging, you are using momentum to lift your legs instead of the abs and hip flexors. Better do fewer reps but with good form. The second mistake that I see very often is letting the legs drop too fast on the negative part of the exercise. Guys, control is the world. You should have it in your mind while performing this exercise. I'd rather do 5 solid controlled reps than 15 sloppy ones. Now let's talk about progression and variations. The easiest progression of this exercise is the hanging knee raise. It looks something like this. It's basically the same exercise but with bent legs. Follow the same guidelines as with the straight leg version and go for as many reps as you can. As your strength increases, slowly work on extending your legs. As for sets and reps, I would advise you to do this exercise twice per week for 3 sets of 10 to 15 reps. And moving on to the last exercise for today, the infamous plank. Super popular exercise for the core and super effective. You all know the way to do it. Lie down face to the floor, lift your butt of the floor so only the toes and forearms stay in contact with the floor. Keep your elbows below your shoulders and the core engaged. Most of you know the basic way to perform this exercise, but I'm going to give you a couple of pointers on how to get the most out of it. So, first of all, your body has to be tight everywhere, meaning you have to squeeze the heels and thighs together. Keep the knees straight and glutes and core engaged. Your shoulders should be protracted and depressed, and you should focus on overall body tightness, not just abs. Now, let's go over the common mistakes when doing the plank. The most common one is sagging hips, especially if you are going for longer holds. Guys, if the form breaks down, just stop. Take a break and do another hold later. The second mistake I see often is having your head out of alignment. Your neck should be in the same line with your body. The plank is an isometric exercise which is all about tension, just like the hollow body hold. So when you feel like you are losing tension or the proper line, better stop and leave some energy for the next set. Now let's cover some variations. The elbow plank is the basic one, but there are a lot of variations that you can do. You got the plank with the leg lift or the arm lift, the side plank. This one is great for the obliques and my personal favorite. And the high plank. The high plank is basically the start of the push-up position that you hold for time. In this one, I like to lean forward just a bit to engage more of my anterior delts. As for hold times and sets, 3 sets of 45 seconds to 1 minute holds should be enough. So that's basically the 3 exercises I would recommend for working the abs. Here is an example of how you can put them in a workout. So it's basically 9 sets total, twice per week. Trust me, you don't need more than that for a really strong core. Again, this workout will not give you a six-pack. If you want visible abs, focus on nutrition and being in a slight calorie deficit to be more exact. I have made a separate video on the topic if you're interested. That's it for today, guys. Leave a comment or a like if it was useful for you. I am aiming to release videos every week, so subscribe if you're interested. And as always, your body is your temple. Take care of it.